Sophia's glasses, very demure. Do you know what else is very demure? You all following our Instagram.
Oh,
Very demure, very polite, very cutesy.
very cutesy. All the demure girls following the Instagram. That's what
And
I've heard.
and the TikTok too.
Oh,
We don't discriminate in this house.
we do not.
We
And
don't.
we've been posting some clips, just some of our like best moments. You know, we have a lot of them, a lot of best moments. But we narrow it down and then we just throw them up there so you guys can get like a little taste of what we talk about.
A little
So,
tidbit,
yeah.
a little thing here and there, a little taste.
How are you doing? You're freezing. You said
I'm
frigid to the
so
bone.
cold. I don't know why. I genuinely don't know why because I love my room being absolutely frigidly cold. I love it.
Oh, every time I'm at Brittany's, I'm like, literally, I'm doing my best and not to moan. We can just bleep.
1 minute.
Because I'm actually freezing and but it's like your AC is ruthless. Like it is.
It is.
Especially if you're sitting at your vanity, like yours is coming right out the wall at your face.
Yes, can
Directly.
confirm. Which is
Yeah.
kind of why I'm wrapped up in the blanket right now.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not gonna lie, no, but whenever Soph stays over, like she sleeps on if you're facing my bed, she sleeps on the right side of the bed, and the vent is just pointed perfectly because of the fact that like when when obviously I'm sleeping at night, I want cold air pointing at me at all different angles. So I have the vent pointed directly, so when the AC cuts on, it's pointing right at me. And it's fantastic. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's great.
I love it.
So like right now my room is about 66 degrees and I love it.
Dang.
I absolutely love it. But I genuinely, truthfully have no idea why I am so freaking cold. Like my hands are like, they're cubes. My fingers are ice cubes and my toes are ice cubes.
Yeah. I don't get me wrong, I love to be cold because I also love to be cozy. Like sweatshirt and hoodie is the best attire, or like big t-shirt, pajama pants all the time.
For sure.
But you would feel like a little house gecko if you came to my place because I keep it on a cool 73. Yeah. And sometimes even 74. But you know why? Because my loft, if y'all don't know, I live in a loft. So I have the main floor, which is like almost a perfect square. And then the second floor is like about half room, and then the rest is like you can look over a balcony down into the living room. So there's not much space upstairs. There's like a huge part of my loft that's like floor to actual ceiling.
Right.
Like so you can imagine like keeping it cold is hard because the AC unit, it's one for like the top and the bottom. So at the bottom it's cold, but the warm air rises up, and so
That's
it like triggers
miserable.
in the upstairs. Oh, it's still like really warm up here. Gotta like kick it on again because it's just never actually at the same temperature.
Right.
So my AC is working overtime so hard it was like leaking into my downstairs neighbor's like place. I don't know.
Wild.
I know. So they had to come out and basically you just like clear the condensation line. I don't know. You just like pour some bleach somewhere. I'm gonna have to ask them like how to do it because I really wasn't listening. And then I got an email from the place I live and they were like, "Hey, please be doing that." And I was thinking, wow, I should have listened to where he told me a point.
I really should have taken notes.
White,
Okay.
like, pipe or something, like I don't even
Whatever. You're just a girl. Why
know.
are you the one to take care of it? Isn't that included in
That's
your
what I'm
rent
saying.
payment with the maintenance?
I know, seriously.
Come on.
I
That's
shouldn't
so
have to
stupid.
bear these burdens, but
Absolutely not. You're paying
so
rent.
I just keep it warm because it's easier.
That's quite literally insane. I would I'm just like I'm thinking about you say you have a hard time about not complaining when you're here. The second that I walked inside to your place, I'd be like, oh no. No. I'm literally like, do you know what I would do? I would check my fan on the flight. On my beach family vacation, I brought my fan with me.
Oh my god.
I'm so serious. It was worth it though, because Ryan and I had to share a bunk bed, which was quite literally terrible. But oh my god, it was awful. It was awful because
Did you sleep on the top or bottom?
I slept on the bottom because of the fact that the bottom was a full size bed and on top was the twin size bed. And I was like, and Ryan, he laughs in his sleep. Not like a full blown like hee hee ha ha, but he like chuckles in his sleep. And I'm like, if I have to listen to him chuckle and let out the most rancid farts ever, then I'm getting my pick of the bed. I'm getting the bottom bunk. So I got the bottom bunk, and Ryan likes to sleep with the door closed. He doesn't like to sleep with the door open. So it like trapped all of that heat in the room. And I was like, I am quite literally going to have a heat stroke. Like, I can't do this. So I brought my fan with me and pointed it directly on me, and it was glorious. I loved every second of it. It was great.
You know what? My spa manager did the same thing. We went to the beach for a weekend and she drove, and so she could just like bring whatever she wanted.
Amazing.
And she brought her box fan, and we shared a bedroom. That sound will put me to sleep like no other.
Period. I cannot sleep in the... It's so crazy because growing up, I just used to like raw dog sleep. It had to be completely silent. No sounds, like even the ceiling fan. Like I was notorious for calling my mom at sleepovers because somebody's fan was making a noise. I'm so serious. I was the kid. There was this girl that used to live across the street from me, and her and I became friends. And she asked me to sleep over one night, and my mom was like, Brittany, you are not going to sleep over if I have to come get you. And I was like, no, Mom, like I'll actually do it. Like I'm right across the street. Like it's fine. Like I'll do it. And she's like, I'm so serious. She's like, do not call. I was like, I won't call. So, we're going to bed, and I'm laying there. Next thing you know, she goes, okay, I'm going to turn the fan on. I was like, oh, yeah, that's fine. Like, I have a ceiling fan in my room, too, whatever. Next thing you know, I hear tick, 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 with the little, like, thing hitting the fan. And I'm laying there, and I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, there's literally no way. And I even sat up and tried to, to do it while she was sleeping because she was dead asleep, and I'm laying there eyes wide open. And then I go and
miserable.
I pull, literally quite on the verge of tears, like miserable. I go and pull it again, and it goes tick 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 tick. It started going fast. I was like, great, love that. So I went out. I said, Connie, call my mom and tell her to pick me up. I was like, tell her to meet me outside. I left.
What time was it?
It was like 11:30 at night.
Oh my gosh, Brittany.
I know. I grabbed my bag, and she woke up. She's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm going home. I was like, love you. I'm going home now.
It's like that dramatic 2000 scene. He's like,
literally.
where are you going? I'm going home.
I'm going home. Because I've just realized
I've realized something.
How we just take home for granted, Family is not always going to be around. So dramatic, and for what? So yeah, I went home.
There you go. I vividly remember asking my mom to come pick me up when I had spent the night with one of my friends, but she was a vegan, and like a raw vegan. Like,
oh, perfect.
In their house, they had massive cardboard boxes of like apples on one side of the counter and like oranges and then some grapefruits, because like they buy in bulk. Like they ate so much raw stuff. And I remember we planned like this 3-night sleepover. As kids, we were like plotting and planning, like this is gonna be the best weekend of our lives. Like we're gonna go like geode hunting this time, and then we're gonna play dress up this time. Like we were having so much fun planning this out. Yeah, we were creative. And this was 5th grade. And I was 2 days in, and I was so sick. Like my body was just like, I feel so depleted, because I was just like eating apples and stuff. And I never really remember like meals being more than like rice, like mixes and whatever.
Wild.
And by day 2, I was like, I cannot do this. Like I need real food. I need my mom to come freaking get me.
I need mac and cheese.
And we went to Chick-fil-A, and I remember
Period.
Absolutely. She said, where do you want to go? I said, to Chick-fil-A.
Give me some chicken, please.
Don't take me home. So yeah, I definitely had a moment where I called my mom, or I would get homesick randomly at sleepovers and be like, Mom, come get me. I was always whining, like, that I was homesick.
Oh, cute.
Maybe not whining. Like, I should be nicer to my younger self, but like, I was an anxious little child.
So was I, dude. But if there wasn't complete silence, I couldn't sleep.
That's like a really tough requirement.
Oh, I know. It was awful. Like, it was very rare. And then, of course, I'd be like, "Where am I sleeping?" And he'd be like, "We're sleeping on the floor." I'm like, "Mom, come get me."
So uncomfortable.
Come get me.
With like her couch pillows
as
the actual pillow.
Lord. Either that or like sleeping in a recliner chair. They're like, "Oh, we're sleeping on the couch that reclines." I'm like, "Oh, so it lays flat, right?" And they're like, "No." I'm like, "So I'm sleeping at an acute angle? I'm good."
Yeah.
I'm good. Hard pass.
Oh my gosh.
Wake up with a neck ache trying to like contort myself to get comfortable.
So bad.
Great day.
Freezing all night mostly.
Like,
every time.
I was opposite. Sweating.
Oh.
Sweating. Because my mom, that's why I'm so used to the cold and why I like the cold, is because my mom kept the house freezing all the time. So anytime that it was not 68 degrees or 67 degrees, if it was like 69, 70, I'm like, I'm sweating. I want to go home. It was terrible. I'm like, I'm hot.
My gosh.
I'm hot. So, yeah. Fun.
Well, are you having like a good day so far? What would you rate your day out of 10?
A 7.5.
Okay, not a bad Wednesday.
Not a bad Wednesday. It was just really, really busy. It was really busy. What about you? Rate your day.
I worked today, so I went to the med spa. I would say it's pretty chill. I didn't hit traffic on the way home, so
Nice.
less up on that one.
Love.
Yeah, sometimes it'll take me like an hour and 20
Oof.
to get home, which like for going only like 30 miles or something, it's just absolutely ridiculous.
Right,
But that's
honestly.
Atlanta. But yeah, it was pretty good. My sister's here. She is actually like hanging out with her friend that she met in elementary school.
Cute.
Right now at my house, they're like out on my patio, kikiing it up. They went for margs at the Mexican restaurant. And
Cute.
Yeah. So it's been a good day. Oh my gosh, and I'm going to see Maren Morris tomorrow night.
Fun.
Do you know who that is?
I do.
What?
Nothing.
Oh.
I said fun.
Oh, you seem like you were like, I don't really like her.
I just hope her coochie doesn't come out again. Did you see that?
No. I knew there was something. I knew there was a backstory.
She was at like a music festival or something, and you know those long denim skirts that have like a really high slit?
Yeah.
She started walking, and the slit was so high. It was so high. It was like comically high.
Like sabotage high.
Like self-sabotage high. And it wasn't even like the wrong breeze and you just accidentally flashed someone.
No.
She was just and the bones are good. I'm like, that ain't the only thing that's good. Literally, she's just walking and just the skirts flapping and everyone's like,
oh my gosh.
put the coochie away.
Man.
You know what I mean? Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
Or
You
so
know what
help
I mean? You know what I mean?
Dude, I missed that. I never saw that.
Oh, you gotta look it up. You gotta look it up.
Yeah,
It's
I'm gonna
actually,
have
it's
to.
so funny because like she just doesn't know.
I mean, if you said like, so every time she took a step, you could see it basically.
Oh, for sure. I mean, she had underwear on, but like you could
thank
definitely
goodness.
see it a coochie. But like, it was
Yeah.
it's just so funny. It's so funny because it's like people are like, "Can you not feel that?
Seriously.
Can you not feel the breeze? Can you not feel the
Ooh.
breeze?"
Oh my gosh, Maren. Well,
That's
she's
hilarious.
coming to Birmingham.
That's fun. That's gonna be fun. I do
I
like
know,
her.
dude.
No, I do like her music.
Because I didn't realize how many of her songs I actually know.
Right?
She sings the middle with like that Zed or it's not Zed. I don't know. It's like a kind of a like pop. Right over there, right on the chest, stay and leave.
Literally.
Baby, what?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I'm not gonna even go in like that.
I have a confession to make. That
Oh.
song is my guilty pleasure song.
Oh, it has good vibes running all the way through it.
Like, I will literally never get tired of that song. That's like one song that if I'm like shuffling through just like all of my songs, if I'm feeling funky and that song comes on, I'm like, take a seat. Like, I'm
Never
sad.
skip.
Nope. The whole
Never
time.
skip.
Anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Like, I was so excited to see that because I knew she sang country, but I did not put it together that she was in that song. So I'm like, hopefully she'll be cranking that one out. And then The Bones, obviously, banger. Texas with Jesse Murph. I was listening to that the other night.
Okay.
I'd never heard it either, but it's kind of good. And then she has a couple of other country songs. It's 80s Mercedes.
Ooh.
I'm a 90s babe.
In my 80s
And a couple other off that album. So I was like,
So
okay, this
good.
will be fun. It's at
That's
a
gonna be
brewery,
fun.
so like good vibes.
Ooh.
I'm
Okay,
bringing
small
Eva.
venue. Cute.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Fun. Good.
So I'm doing that. Looking forward to that. I don't know what I'm gonna wear yet. I was thinking that I'm supposed to wear like cowboy boots,
I was
but then
about
I'm
to
like,
say.
I don't know if I'm supposed to technically, but I also don't own a pair, and it's tomorrow. So where would I go?
Amazon. Overnight.
I know.
Overnight ship.
Overnight.
But I mean, you don't
I
have
have to wear it
to.
tonight.
You don't have to.
I
Just
know,
do
but like I don't know what I'm gonna wear, and
literally do. Okay.
I'm willing to get a whole new outfit.
I'm trying to think of your closet. Do
Like classic, like jean shorts.
I was
cowboy
about to
boots.
say, don't do cowboy boots. Just do jean shorts. I mean, you could do cowboy boots, but because you don't have a pair, don't go out of your way. Because listen, the old Britney.
The old Britney would buy bedazzled pink cowboy boots.
I'm a log off. No, I'm just kidding. It's time for me to go. No, but yeah, the old Britney would have bought a whole new outfit to get delivered tomorrow just for that little soiree, and then it would sit in my closet, aka this pink dress right here. Where am I going to wear that to? I've never worn it. That's
I
your
was about
answer.
to say I've never seen.
I've never worn it before. It was like Forever 21 when they were having like everything was like $10, so I was just like feverishly buying everything.
Yes.
I think it was Black Friday, but anyway. So yeah, I mean, I would just do comfy, just do like jean shorts. You have those like, I don't know what they are. Are they like Nikes? They're almost like a pink like platform tennis shoe kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's in your
They're
closet.
like
You
little
should
Air
know what it's
Forces,
at.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
yeah. You should wear those, and like if you have like a cute blouse, or like if you have kind of like not a blouse, but like not like super like a cute top, like a going out top.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But like
Yes.
classy.
Yes. A cute top. I feel like that's
cutesy-
just what we call it.
A
We're always like,
demure.
I'm gonna wear jeans and a cute shirt.
Exactly.
And by cute shirt, like you just know what it means.
Exactly. Yes, you get the vibe.
Yes. No, you're right. That's probably
because you're gonna be
it's gonna
comfy.
be hot.
Exactly. Because at first, like, I mean, even when I went to the Creed concert, I was like, oh, I should find like, I was like, maybe I should order a like a corset top and like maybe like my black cowboy boots. I'm like, Brittany, who am I kidding? I'm like, literally, who am I kidding? I wore a black t-shirt, just like a plain black shirt, jean shorts, and my tennis shoes, and I was incredibly comfortable all night long. It was great. It was great. So comfort
it's
over
so
everything.
nice going to an event and not having like an issue with your outfit. It's not like
Yup.
too tight. It's not like you constantly have to pull it up all night or your shoes are aching. Like when you wear something comfy, you never freaking regret it.
Absolutely.
Never. So yeah, we'll see what I pop out in. But that's tomorrow night.
Fun.
Yeah, I haven't been to a concert in a minute, so
Oh,
we'll
that's
see.
gonna be
Hopefully I'm not
great.
socially anxious. I'm definitely gonna have to drink a little bit. For sure.
Hey, that's all right.
It's okay. I'm trying to think of I'm always like, what do I even order? How do I order? I'm gonna have to plan ahead. Eva's gonna have to help me.
Well, are you going to a brewery?
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I like sours.
Well, then
That's
ask what sour
typically-
they have.
Yeah.
And sometimes a lot of breweries, what they'll do is they'll bring in outside product. So, like, hypothetically, I mean, we're in my wheelhouse now, but like, there's some breweries that if they don't brew a specific kind of beer, but people come and they don't drink beer, but they come for the atmosphere, then they have like a couple of wine options, or they have like a couple of non-alcoholic options, or they have, you know, like style-wise. So, like, let's say they just don't brew sours, or they don't brew ciders or whatever. They'll have like one or two options from different places
Oh, cute.
to cater to the people.
Yeah.
So it all depends on where you're going. But 9 times out of 10, they don't just have beer. So
Yeah, I love sours, I found out. But it's like
Nice.
almost doesn't taste like beer. It's like fruity
Yeah.
deliciousness.
Yeah.
Do you like them?
I do. You have to ask what kind of sour though, because if it's
Oh.
English style, then that's like a very okay. So like sour. Okay, we're gonna get into beer terminology
No, teach
here.
me.
So okay, so like a lot of sours, if they don't really like taste like a beer, it's because there's a lot of like stuff added to it. So there's like sometimes there's milk sugar that's added to it. Sometimes there's like vanilla added to it and things like that to like really bring down the beer taste to it, even though it is technically a beer. But like a sour is basically just like a bunch of fermented yeast, pretty much, that gets filtered out. So, like a traditional, like English style sour is like you take a sip of it and like all the moisture just gets sucked out of your mouth. And it's like, it's intense. So, if you like that, dry, very dry. So, like, it's almost like a warhead. Like you put it in your mouth and you're like, whew, that's sour. And then it just sucks all the moisture out. I mean, not as extreme, but like, just to kind of give you like a little bit of like a, some sort of example. So you have to find out what kind of sour. And even if you ask to look at the can, because if it's in cans, you can look at the can and and on the bottom they'll say what's in it.
Okay.
Yeah. So just a little info for you.
I do not believe I've ever had the one that sucks the moisture out of your mouth.
Yeah,
all the ones I've had taste fruity and yummy.
that's like a tradition, like a super traditional sour. But then of course Americanized it. So
as we do,
got to put a bunch of dairy and sugar in it. Yup.
We McDoubled it.
Supersized it.
Supersized. That's what it is. Supersized.
We McDoubled it. So funny.
Oh my gosh, dude. Okay.
What's up?
Okay, McDonald's. Speaking of McDonald's, did you know they're doing collector's cups right now?
I saw that. They did that forever ago.
I got one this morning.
Did you really?
Yes.
Fun.
Oh my gosh. It was like spur of the moment. My sister and I were supposed to go to Chick-fil-A and McDonald's was right there. And she's like, do you want to go? And I thought, yeah, actually, I do like a Egg McMuffin and like a hash brown from there. And like a Diet Coke in the morning is just like different and a treat.
I had that exact meal like on Saturday morning, this past Saturday.
The McMuffin?
The Egg McMuffin. And
so
a hash
good.
brown. So
underrated.
Good.
Like
so
it's not
good.
Scary like fast food like style egg. It's an actual boiled egg with like a yolk in the middle, cheese on an English muffin.
You're making me hungry.
Yeah. So okay, so if you get that meal, you get one of the collector's cups, and so I got one, and I got the Beanie Babies themed one. So there's just a bunch of Beanie Babies all over it with like they're in this like beautiful green forest land with like little sidewalks and whatever, and it is so cute. And I love stuff like that. Wow. I eat it up. Like I'm gonna have that cup forever. Like my kids will be drinking out of that cup.
That's so cute. I do know.
Yeah.
That's so cute. I love that.
So yeah, if you want to go get a collector's cup, you can. They have like a Hello Kitty one, a Barbie one.
Ooh, I want a Barbie one.
Oh, speaking of collectors, you got your Love Shack thingy.
I did.
You love it.
I did. I love it so much. It's so cutesy. It's so perfect. I absolutely love it. It's great.
Did you set an alarm to order it?
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. I refreshed it at like the perfect time to order it and get it. So it came in the mail finally. I've been using it. I'm trying to like whip it out on special occasions because for work, when I have like, because my Stanley that I've had for at least 2 years now, like my white one, the thing is so banged up, scratched up, dented. Like I'm just chucking it everywhere. Like, you know, when I'm in the car and it's empty and I need a cup holder, I'm like yeeting and just like chuck it at my passenger seat. Like she's seen some stuff, but like the one from Love Shack Fancy, I'm like trying to like carefully put it in the cup holder. You know what I mean? Like if I'm going and running errands, like girl errands, I'm like, I'm going to bring the Love Shack Fancy. But then when I'm just like running out for work, I'm like, I'm bringing the jacked up one. Then if I'm going to the gym, I bring my little one.
Love Shack Fancy is not the daily driver.
No, absolutely not. And, you know, that's probably the only thing that I will ever be able to afford from Love Shack Fancy. So we're just going to, because I've always heard of it, but I've never really like went and looked on the website. And I was like, oh, I wonder. The dresses
it's
are like,
so cute. Like, did you look at their stuff?
They're adorable.
Oh.
It's like, that's
Girlhood
like
to the core.
That's like the epitome of me, I feel. Like, that's like, that is my style. Like, if I had all the money in the world, I would probably shop at Love Shack Fancy. But, like, I genuinely cannot justify a dress that I can easily find on Amazon for $500. Like, I can't do it.
Yeah, definitely
Genuinely can't do it. I'm like, that's insane.
It's so cute though.
It's adorable. It's so cute.
It would be like a piece that you treat yourself to, like for your birthday dress or
literally
something.
Yeah, absolutely.
For reference, Love Shack fancy stuff is very like frilly, ruffly sundresses, and a lot of their stuff has like really ornate flower patterns, like very cottagecore fairy vibes. A lot of pastels. It's just so girly with lots of bows and like ribbons and lace. It really is like the epitome of you. Was that the first time you'd ever heard of the brand?
I've heard of it like through the grapevine, but it was one of those things. It's like, I know that I'm never going to be able to afford it, so I'm just not going to go on that website and hurt my own feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely look secondhand. Like if you ever get on Depop and Mercari and stuff.
True.
They have for any like special occasion dresses.
True.
Get on there, girls, and get your deals.
Period.
Okay. Well, I have one thing to talk about.
Okay, yeah.
Air my grievances. Have you ever seen Jelly Bean Sweets on TikTok?
I have.
What do you know about her? Or maybe like how do you feel?
That quite literally, she's laughing all the way to the bank. That's all I have to say. And on top of that, I can't watch it. I can't. I have a thing with like hearing people eat. I can't, like the mukbangs. I've never been able to do it. I've never, because the second that they take a bite and I hear that wet food in their mouth, it just like it makes me have this like visceral like anger reaction. Like I've never had the urge to hurt someone until I watch a mukbang. I'm so serious. Like the seafood ones. Or like this, or like, I'm so glad you brought this up because I'm going to vent for a second. I was watching TikTok last night and I swear it was like 4 videos in a row. And after the 4th one, I was like, I got to log off for the night. It wasn't mukbangs. It was or mukbangs or whatever they're called. It was the videos where like people are telling a story, but they're eating something while they're telling a story. And then like in the middle of them eating or in the middle of them telling a story, they'll take a pause, take a bite of their food and then continue to speak while they're with their mouth. I'm like, scroll, I can't do it. Or then like somebody being like, okay, I'm gonna do a taste test, and they put it in their mouth and they just start smacking away. I'm like, you're grown, chew with your mouth closed, please, for the love of God. Like nobody wants to hear the food sloshing around in your mouth. That's always been a thing of, that's always been a not even like a pet peeve. It's like what's past a pet peeve?
I don't know. When you talk about like something that makes you want to hit someone, like I feel that way about some of the things my sister does. Like the way she like coughs after she brushes her teeth to like clear her throat makes me want to actually punch her. And like I have a rule, like you cannot do it while you're at my house because like I will ruin the morning. I will be so upset that you actually made me listen to that.
That's such a sister thing. I love that so much.
And the way she clears her throat sometimes, just in general, like I'm upset. Like I don't know what that was personal. Like I hate that.
Like you're doing
sound.
You're doing that on purpose.
Yes, I hate that sound so much. But it's like because she's my sister, like I can act like that. But also it's because she is my sister. Like I notice all of the little things that she does and they drive me insane. And I know you feel the same way about things with Ryan. Like it's a rite of passage.
Dude, and my mom too, low key. My mom is gonna be listening. So love you, Mom, so much. But there's just like so she knows about this too, so she's probably gonna crack up. But like when she eats cereal sometimes in the morning, she'll like she always uses the same bowl. I mean, obviously she washes it in between, like when she eats cereal or whatever, but like she uses this glass white bowl and this certain spoon. Like every time that like I would open the utensil drawer, I'd be like, that's Mom's cereal spoon. Like, don't use that spoon because that's Mom's. So so then, she would eat cereal and like she would get down to like the last little bit or whatever. And instead of just like, like picking it up and like drinking the milk or something, she takes the spoon and she goes clink, 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 clink to try to like scoop up the cereal. And then she'll like take a bite, clink, 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 clink on the side of the bowl. And I literally look at her. I'm like, I think you're done. Like, I think you're finished. I think you can dump that one little crumb down the tray, down the sink. Mm-hmm. You're done.
Yeah.
She knows that gets on my nerves so
Oh
bad.
yeah, I definitely, my sister, I'm like, no, that's okay. You don't have to do that. You don't have to make that noise. Like,
You don't have to do that.
no. In the
You don't have
car,
to.
she'll do this thing where she sings terribly until I notice. Like, she'll like sing, she'll turn the volume down and sing just like not great over it and just wait for me to get annoyed enough to like say something, be like, are you okay? Like,
Could you not?
like, can you not do that?
Right.
But yeah, siblings, dude. Okay, wait, so Jelly Bean Sweets is,
Yes.
she's a mukbanger. I personally, I like some eating videos, but the way her eating videos are now, I can't hardly stand because she's like actually stuffing her face. Like,
Oh, yeah.
she's taking bites before she's even chewed the last bite twice. So it's
for
like
sure.
falling out of her mouth, like super messy, and it just looks like fetish content.
Oh,
like,
100%.
honestly.
Absolutely.
Like theater content.
Yep.
You know, like people who get off by like seeing women like, or men, whatever, consume like insane amounts of food fast. And it's crazy because on her videos she'll be like, entire Chick-fil-A meal in under 4 minutes, or like consumed in all under 4 minutes. I'm like, I know it's probably edited for sure,
Right.
but like she is still eating it so
Oh, for
freaking
sure.
fast.
Absolutely.
And it's just like concerning to me because I started thinking like, how old is this girl? And I saw a YouTube video that it was confirmed like she is people are paying her to like make these videos.
Yeah.
They're like buying stuff off her wish list.
That's crazy.
What, have you seen like TikToks about that?
I've seen like one TikTok of somebody being like, I DM'd her. And,
Yes.
like, asked her. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He was like, could you do a custom mukbang?
Yep. Yep.
And
That's
she
crazy.
was like, yeah, it would just be better if you buy stuff off my wish list. I don't know if she still has it up now, but it's concerning because she's definitely young and she didn't
Right.
used to be this way. Her videos, you know, not even a year ago, she was eating like at a normal pace and was like chatting and talking in between. But now the video is like fully her like indulging in like, what's it called? It seems like gluttony to me. Like,
Right,
when
for sure.
it's uncomfortable to watch.
Honestly,
And
like,
I'm like, I'm sad for this girl because she's so young and she's already starting this, I guess, like, people paying for her to eat. Like,
yeah, that's quite literally
crazy.
insane. That's quite literally insane. No, but like, because I first found her when she would go live and do Just Dance.
Yes, dude.
Dude, I used to watch them.
Oh my
Like,
gosh, really?
I followed her because I was like, this is so great. Like, I actually love this. Like, my favorite one was in it.
Uh-huh.
I never had Just Dance, but like, just watching her do it, like she would do it over and over and over again, and she'd be like, if I get like 10,000 likes, like I'll do that dance again, and like stuff like that, and she would go at it for hours, like 4 hours long, nonstop. Her face is blood red, she's sweating, but she is still going at it. Like, and everybody was like, oh my goodness, like this is so great, like we love this, blah blah blah. And then there was like a phase where she got Subway like every day. I saw that, so I was like, okay, like, you know, that's the hyperfixation meal, I get it, like been there. But then she just like disappeared for a while, and I was like, even when I was still following her, I was like, I wonder where she went. And then I saw her and she was doing these mukbangs, and I was like, that is quite literally the nastiest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then just anybody that does any sort of like, just like I mentioned before, I just block them. I can't handle it. I can't do it. I'm like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it. The only eating videos that I do like are the ASMR when they do edible crystals.
Ooh, yeah.
Those are the ones that I will watch. Just like for the initial crunch. And then once the crunchiness goes away and then it starts like having like wet, I'm like, next. You know what I mean?
Oh, I totally ordered those. I fell into it. And I honestly liked them. They were good. I see videos of people being like, these aren't worth it. They taste like just sugar. I'm like, well, that's what they are.
Right.
They are like fruit flavored sugar. Like, it is literally crystallized like sugar and like maybe two other things, water or whatever.
I wanted to order the ones with jelly in the middle.
Ooh.
I was this close.
Dude.
But I can't. I cannot justify like $40 for the big pack. Like, I physically can't do it. Like, I I go on there every once in a while to see if it's on sale because I'm like, maybe.
You should just do it.
I know. It's
Like,
because
you
if
really
I
should just do it.
it's $40. That's not
But,
even
like, how many
including
does it come with?
shipping. I don't know. But that doesn't even include shipping.
Oh, dang.
I'm like,
Oh. I'm just like, so if there's ever a treat that I want so bad, like, it's going to be something I've seen on social media or whatever, I'm probably going to indulge in it.
if it was like 30, then maybe. But like,
See if there's
40?
other people who do them, you know?
Right, and like the people that do like the ASMR artists or whatever, like they'll collab with it's Silky Gems, like they'll collab with them, and then they'll be like, use my code blank for 10% off. I'm like, okay, so $2 off, so it's not 40 anymore, it's 38. Like that doesn't, you know what I mean? And then but that's just off the total. You have to tax and shipping, so it's back to the original price. So that discount code was for nothing.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
A 5% discount code.
It's quite literally crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I can't handle that.
I ordered from Silky Gems too, but yeah, they were good. It's like a texture that you just have to.
That
it's
you
like
have
a craving, dude.
Yeah.
I tried the chewy rice cakes, like the ramen.
Amazing, right?
Have you had them before?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was about to say you would love them like so much. I've never had them before.
I eat them in my ramen, like the buldak
Yes.
ramen,
and it's like tteokbokki or something.
Yes, that's how I make my my mouth is watering. That's how I make my oh my god. That's how I make the ramen, dude. I get the this is how I make it. I boil two hard-boiled eggs for exactly 7 minutes. Exactly. So do that, and then I do the noodles or whatever. I do in the light pink. It's like the cheesy carbonara or whatever.
Yes,
or like
I
the
want to
creamy.
try those so bad. Do you order them?
I got mine at Target.
Okay. Good to know.
They should have it at Target, but other than that, like the one that I tried before, it was like the 5 cheese one. I ordered that off of Amazon.
Oh, okay.
But so I boil the noodles, and then I put like all the seasoning packet in, but then the sauce packet I only put like maybe a quarter or like a half, because it's just like when I made it for the first time, I put the whole thing in there and I could barely eat it. Like it was so spicy that like, and I don't like spice, you know, like I'm okay with like a little kick or like maybe like an above a little kick, but like it was so spicy that it was unbearable.
But it ruins
it does ruin it. So no, but what I do is I take the little sauce packet and then I like cut a little tiny corner, and then I just kind of like do this twice and then throw the rest away. And then after that, well, I drain the water first, and then I add heavy cream. Add heavy cream with all of that, and then the rice cakes, I let those like soak for a little bit, like while everything's cooking, and then I throw them in there, and then I throw in the Trader Joe's chicken and cilantro dumplings. I throw like 4 of those in there.
You naughty girl.
And then I add some mozzarella cheese on top. Girl. And then I put the lid on that bad boy and let it soak for a few minutes.
Oh my god. And don't forget the hard-boiled eggs. Like, those are such a delicacy.
Yeah. So then,
soft-boiled. Do you do them like soft? Like
7 minutes. 7 minutes exactly. And then I pour everything in, the eggs and everything. I cut them in half. The yolk is like slightly runny, but not super crazy. Oh my god, it sounds so good right now. I've already eaten, but it sounds so good right now.
Oh,
holy moly, holy freaking moly!
I ate my last like little pack of ramen I had the other night.
That's so sad.
It is so sad, but I think this might be my sign to order the pink ones because I see so many mukbangers eat them. And it's like
so good.
Like must try.
It's so good. You will love it. It's so good.
I'm going to do your recipe.
It's so good.
Okay. Noted.
Fantastic. Well, I have a little update.
Okay.
Little life update, I guess. Well, let's start lighthearted first. My German competition for work, I'm in second place. I'm so close. I'm so close to beating the other guy that's in front of me. So if I win, then my boss gets to go, and then my other boss gets to go. That I'm like kind of cool with. So I won't be going with like a complete stranger. So
Good job. How much longer do you have?
I have until the end of the month.
Okay.
So
You're so close.
I'm so close, babe. I'm so freaking close. So yeah, that's fun. So yeah, second place, found that out today. My boss called me. He was like, Britt, you're almost there. He was like, you got this. I was like, and plus it would look really good if I win the first year because it's my first year on the job.
Yeah.
I feel like it would look good if I win. So
Absolutely.
we're getting there slowly but surely. So yeah, there's that. And then on the second part of it, Sophia doesn't even know this. We started to talk about it before we started recording, but then I was like, you know what? Like I could just talk about it on the pod. This is a pod exclusive, everybody. Haven't even said this on the good old Soch. So for those of you who follow me on TikTok, or you may have seen it, you may have not, but I went to the gynecologist a couple of weeks ago because I have not had a cycle since April. And my period has always been kind of irregular my whole life. And but it's been pretty regular the past few years. And then just the past couple of cycles have just gotten later and later. So it was just, it raised some concerns. I was a little concerned. So I went to the gynecologist, and I had never gone to the gynecologist before. I had never gotten a pap smear before, like nothing like that, because I was told by a nurse practitioner when I was younger that if I was abstinent, I didn't have to get one. So that's what I was told by a healthcare professional, and I took their word for it. I had no idea. And I am abstinent, so I didn't really think anything of it. So when I made an appointment to go to the gynecologist, I just assumed that I had to get one done. That was the hard assumption. So, but then I also wanted to address the general concerns that I had about me not having a cycle. So I went to the gynecologist, talked to her, and we went over some options, but she was like, we're going to get some blood work done. And she's like, I want you to come back and get an ultrasound done. She's like, I just want to check everything out. I said, okay. So scheduled for the ultrasound to happen. I was a little nervous because I didn't really know what to expect. And so this is where it gets into kind of like the wave of like, oh, this is good. And then it was like, oh no, this is bad kind of thing. So first of all, I kind of am like shooting myself in the foot because I went online and I was talking about how great of an experience I had. I was like, my doctor is super great. She was really nice. And she was great. And she was very nice. But so this past time, the office called me about maybe a week before my appointment. They called me and they said, hey, this is so-and-so at so-and-so. We just want to make sure that you have all the information that you need prior to going into your appointment. I said, sounds good. And she was basically like, I opted out of doing the vaginal ultrasound. Instead, I decided to do the abdominal ultrasound. So basically all I would have to do is I have to drink so much water before my appointment starts. So my bladder can be full, so I can basically like press other organs out of the way so she can see my uterus and my ovaries. I said, fine. So, but they told me, I had to be there at 9:50. They told me to start drinking at 8:50. I said, that's fine. They're like, start drinking a bunch of water before, so your bladder is going to be super full. I said, cool. So, and then they said, okay, so you have all that information. I said, yes. And they said, okay, also your doctor's not going to be there. I was like, okay, like that's fine, I guess. So in my head, I was like, maybe I'll just speak to like a nurse practitioner or something. They're like, we're going to put you with a different doctor. I said, okay. I said, honestly. And they were like, but if you want to go to your doctor, you can come in September and get your ultrasound. I said, absolutely not, because I'm not going to sit and marinate in the results that I got. And also, I got my test results in the mail in the form of a letter, which I thought was,
Are we in the 1950s?
No, but quite literally. Like she like typed everything out, highlighted it, put it in an envelope with my name handwritten on it, and sent it to me in the mail. I'm like, that's quite literally insane. I'd rather read it through the app. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'd rather read your comments through the app. Or how about you call me? You know what I mean? And even when I was getting my blood work done, the nurse said, she goes, make sure you have your phone on you. Like, your doctor's great. Like, she's notorious for calling it all, like, Monday through Sunday, no matter what time it is, blah, blah, blah. So I'm, like, feverishly have my phone on me, waiting to hear back, and I never did. So I was like, okay, great. Love that. So then fast forward to the actual appointment. Yeah, so they're on the phone with me and they're like, hey, we're going to put you with this other doctor. I said, honestly, they're like, you can wait until September. I said, I don't want to wait. I was like, I can't sit and marinate on this information for another month. Like, I'm
No.
going to have a heart attack. So I'm like, I need answers. And I said, I'll just keep the appointment. I said, as long as it's a woman, I don't care who it is. And they
Yeah.
said, we have an all women staff. I said, great, even better. I'm down because I don't want a man all up in my coochie. So anyway, so fast forward, I get to the appointment, right? I'm there. I'm on the verge of tears already just because I'm so nervous. I don't know what to expect. We get into the ultrasound room and she goes, bladder nice and full. And at this point, I'm like, yeah, my bladder's pretty full. Like, I've been drinking coffee and water quite literally all morning. Like, I have to pee. You know what I mean? So she puts the gel on me. She puts the little ultrasound thing on and she just goes, your bladder's not full enough. And she was like, what time did you start drinking water? And I said, oh, well, my appointment was at 9:50, so I started drinking at 8:50. And she was like, oh. And I was like, yeah, I was told to start drinking water at 8:50. She goes, oh, no, they told you wrong. She was like, you were supposed to drink like 30 to 40 ounces of water and be done drinking it by 8:50,
Oh.
an hour before my appointment. And I was
Oh.
like, okay. And she like showed me the ultrasound and she was like, this is how big your bladder is. And it was quite literally like, it was tiny. Like, she was tiny. I was like, okay, Sly. I feel like I've drinking an entire like Stanley and a half. I'm like, what do you mean my bladder is that small? So thank God I brought my water bottle with me. She just goes, go sit in the waiting room. And she comes out and brings 3 mini bottles of water and goes, drink all of these. So I'm literally sitting, I'm like crouched in the freaking waiting room chugging this water because I'm like, I can't,
I have to
hello?
get this done.
I have to
today.
get this done today. And like because they wanted to do the ultrasound and then I was going to follow up with the doctor to talk about my results. So I'm sitting there chugging this water, right? She does the ultrasound, everything goes great. She goes, go back across the hall. So I go and sit in the room, you know, and then the nurse comes in, we're chit-chatting, she's taking my vitals and stuff. She's like, is there anything that I need to tell the doctor beforehand? I said that I'm nervous. I was like, that I'm concerned. Like, I don't know anything. I don't know. I was like, I only know like what got sent to me in the mail. I'm like, I said, I'm new to coming to the gynecologist. Like, I'm anxious. Like, I'm very nervous. And then she started saying, she's like, yeah, I'm nervous too about just like not nervous about like my results. She's just like, yeah, like I was nervous too about the gynecologist. She's like, I came from a whole different line of nursing. And I was like, we're not talking about the same thing, babe. I'm like, they just looked at my ovaries and my uterus for literally 25 minutes. I was laying on that bed with her pressing against my bladder. Like I'm nervous about my results, queen.
Yeah.
But I understand she was trying to relate, so like I appreciate her for doing that. Anyway, this woman comes in. Sophia, she quite literally sits down, not even a hi, how are you? Nothing. She comes in, sits down and looks at me. She goes, you have PCOS. And I was like, which I knew because I got the letter in the mail that had the results on it. But no, how are you feeling? Do you have any questions before we begin? Nothing.
Hey, how are you?
Hey,
Nice
how are
to
you?
meet you?
My name is Dr. So-and-so.
What happened to? Hi,
What happened to
hello?
hello? My name is literally.
What?
She looks at me. She goes, "You have PCOS," and I was like,
Okay.
I said, "Yeah." I was like,
Anything
"Okay,
else?
yeah, right." I was like, "Okay," and she goes, "Luckily, it's the mild kind." She was like, "It's
Okay.
very mild, so it's definitely something that I can not treat, but maintain easily."
Manage.
That's the word. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. And then she looks at me and she goes, I'm laughing to keep from crying. She literally says, she goes, you need to lose weight, cut the carbs.
The carbs. How do they know?
She said, cut the carbs. I was like, which is kind of funny because like I don't really eat a lot of carbs. In reality, like I don't really eat a lot of rice normally.
I was
like
about to say, how did she figure that it was the carbs? Like,
I don't
the
think
culprit?
I think she was just she's like diet, exercise, cut the carbs. I'm like
Dang.
I was like
Yes, ma'am. Like,
I'm literally sitting at this table like I'm like deer in the headlights, like I don't know what to say. And then she starts throwing all of this like medical jargon at me. Like she goes, she goes, you have a thick lining in your uterus, so your next cycle is going to be super heavy. Just a heads up.
Ugh.
I'm like, okay. And then she's like, and then she said, these are your options. And then she starts throwing all of this medical jargon at me. And she's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I said, I have no idea. I don't know what I want to do. I was like, what should I do? I
Yeah,
said, what do
and
you think I should do? I'm like, you're the freaking doctor. I'm like, I don't know what half of these words mean.
yeah, like give me your opinion. What do you
Right.
think is best for me?
Like, I'm sitting there, like, just like, what? She basically just said, diet and exercise, and you should. And then she goes, I want to see you again in 4 months. I was like, you're never going to see me again. You'll never see me again. Like, I just remember,
You're
I
never
was
gonna
literally
see-
like, no, like, you are never going to see me again. Like, I was just sitting there, and she basically was just like, these are your, like, she's like, I could put you on this medication, I could put you on this medication, I could put you on this medication, you can do this, you could do this. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I don't know what, those words are so big. Like, I don't know what any of those mean. Like, I'm so confused. Like, I'm scared. Like, I genuinely don't know what's going on. And then eventually she was like, she goes, you're going to have your period soon, just a heads up. And I was like, okay. Because basically, when I went the first time, my doctor put me on this medication to basically, like, it's almost like jumper cables for my uterus. Kind of like, hey, girl, let's kick it into gear, you know? So so then basically she goes, listen, she was like, you need to start tracking your period. She said, as soon as your cycle starts, track it. She goes, and if you don't get a cycle, she was like, if 35 days go by and you don't have another cycle after that, she goes, take this pill for 7 days and then you should have a cycle again. She goes, just lose weight and diet and exercise. I'm like, I wanted to be like, do you realize how exercise based my job is? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
how quite literally, like, every aspect of my job is exercise.
Yeah.
I get on average, if not more than 10,000 steps a day. You know what I mean?
It's also just like, talk me through it. Like, this is going to be a lifestyle change for you,
Right.
and like something that, I mean, if you said it's not like a cure type of thing or a treatment type thing, like, you have to manage this for the rest of your life. Like,
Yeah.
they should want to build that relationship and like build that rapport, because they might be seeing you, you know, over the next however many years. So, like,
Literally.
the fact that she just walked in and just blurted that out, and then like blurted out everything else and was like, all right, lose that weight, bye. Like,
Pretty much.
oh, okay.
She goes, I want to see you again in 4 months. She was, and then she got up, and then she stood up with her freaking laptop, and then she puts her hand on my leg, and she goes, I deal with a lot of PCOS patients. She goes, so I want to see you again in 4 months.
Okay.
I'm like, actually,
Like, is that supposed to make me feel better? Like, she could have been like, I deal with a lot of them, and a lot of these cases are really mild, and with
Right.
like really small changes, their life turns around. Like, anything.
right. Like, no sort of comfort, no hand holding. Like, literally, I really don't do well with people who, especially if it's something that I'm nervous about, who are too assertive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I need you to hold my hand. Like, I need you, I'm sensitive. Like, I need you to coddle me, basically. Like, I almost wanted to look at her and be like, can you talk to me like I'm 5 years old? Because I genuinely, I don't know anything. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
they didn't teach me this in health class. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, I found out that I do indeed have PCOS, but I'm not pre-diabetic, so that's good. And I apparently just have to cut the carbs.
Cut
that
the
I barely-
carbs is crazy,
Cut the
considering she
carbs.
doesn't even know if it's carbs or not.
Exactly.
Like, it could be literally anything.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's just
that's my health update. That quite literally scarred me for life. She goes, you're all good to go. And well, she was like, okay, like, have a good day. And I said, wait, am I like good? She goes, yeah, you're set. You can go. I'm like,
So you're just gonna like find someone else.
I definitely felt violated without even taking my clothes off. You know what I mean? I'm like, great. So I'm 100,010% gonna, I just wanted to get out of there.
Yeah.
So like I let them reschedule it. I picked a day within a time and I was like, that works, we'll take it, whatever. And I'm 1000% going to call back and be like, look, like maybe that style of bedside manner works with other people. They don't want to be coddled. They want it straightforward. And that just doesn't work for me. Like, I will say that like my doctor before, she answered any questions that I had. She explained everything and like said like real life examples so like I could understand because I'm not a freaking doctor. I didn't go to medical school. So, yeah, quite literally insane.
I mean, you're not asking for much. Like, just be friendly is the bare minimum.
Literally.
Just be friendly, and just that's it, really.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, just like smile. You know what I mean? Like I don't mean to tell you to smile more, but like
a smile goes a long way. Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I watched, not to like off topic.
no,
but,
please.
there was like a Crest commercial, like a toothpaste commercial,
Mm-hmm.
and the example was like a kid walking into his college dorm room for the first time, and his roommate's already in there, and he walks in, and you can tell he's really nervous, and then his roommate turns around and just like smiles at him, and then the kid smiles back, and it was like
Oh,
a smile can
cute.
go a long way, and that's
Aw.
so true.
It
like,
is.
imagine how much that would have changed the vibe if she walked in and said, "Hey, Brittany, like,
Yeah.
thanks for coming in today. Like, let's talk about what's
Like,
going on here."
Like let's look at the chart. Like I looked at your results. Like, do you have any questions before we begin? It's just about compassion,
Seriously.
especially if you're going to be a doctor that is primarily focused on women's health. That's
know.
quite literally insane. I'm like, I cannot believe that happened to me. Like, I genuinely, I was a deer in the headlights. I'm sitting
I
there
hate
and
that.
she's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, are you against birth control? I was like, I don't know. Like, you know what? I'm sitting there. I'm like, hello, my hands are,
Like,
my
this
hands
is
are
all
up, my
new.
hands are tied. Like, I genuinely have no idea how to answer that. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say. Like, no sort of questions about my history, like nothing. I just started kind of like dumping on her, being like, I used to do this in the past, and then I did this, and then I stopped, and I did this, blah, 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 whatever. And even then, it was just,
It's like she should want to know. She should ask. Like,
Yeah.
you would appreciate her being like inquisitive about your
and I
history, so
even,
she can like
yeah.
tailor the care that she's about to give to you.
And I even looked up her reviews, and she has like on average like 4.5 out of 5 stars. And I'm like,
Dang.
how? That's insane.
So, but she said it was a mild case, was what she kind
Yes,
of
she
told
said
you.
it was a mild case, and it basically would not clear up, but it would just be like, it would be more manageable if I were to just lose weight and cut the carbs and exercise. I'm like, that's crazy, but okay. Like,
So no like daily medication or anything for you. It would just be like something.
it would just be, so she prescribed me Provera, which is the medication that I took originally to kind of like kickstart the cycle. But she's like, yeah, so next time you start your period, start tracking it. And she's like, if you haven't had a cycle after 35 days, if you haven't had a cycle, she's like, take this pill for a week, and then you'll start your period.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, like honestly, I just wanted the conversation to end. So I was like, okay, cool, sounds good. Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, I hate that you had that super like cold informal experience.
Same, girl.
But I'm happy to hear that it's nothing like too serious, and you really can like
Same.
almost go on about your daily life with like maybe minor changes, and you don't have to do like a daily pill or something that you're stuck on for the rest of your life. Like,
for sure.
you're gonna be
I'm just
good.
gonna like, yeah, PCOS is just one of those things that just is not researched enough. So it's just, it's something that needs to be researched more, because really the remedy that normally a lot of doctors just go to is like, hey, if you like lose the weight, then you'll be good. And it's like, you know what I mean? Whatever. It is what it is.
Shout out to Rachel Sullivan and Tom Sullivan, because I follow them on TikTok, and she help to like heal her PCOS with food. Like
Yeah.
there's like certain foods you can eat for all the certain stages of your cycle that your body will benefit from, which is so crazy because it's like how like certain vitamins at certain times do more things
Right.
for us and change our hormones and whatever.
It's insane.
So, but yeah, I think, are you going to talk about it on your TikTok?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Honestly, I really don't think so. Just because it's like, a lot of people are very entitled to their, people feel like it almost like an entitlement to like share their, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like they're almost using that as an excuse to be mean. You know what I mean? So it's like, it would be one thing, like, it's almost like what we talked about last time, like with me with the pap smear situation.
Right.
When I said that I was nervous about it, so many people were like, just grow up, you're almost 30. And I'm like, that's not.
Yeah. It's just another thing for people to insert unnecessary opinions into.
It's just another thing for people to weaponized, and I don't want that to be the case. And plus, like, whenever you go online and you ask for an opinion on something, there's so many comments that come through and you can't read through all of them. You know what I mean? So there'd be times where like I can't remember when it was, but like I asked for like a recommendation or something, and I got like over 1,000 comments, and I was like,
dang.
I was like, respectfully, Queen, I'm not reading through all of these. I maybe read the first 15 minutes of like the first couple of comments, like the influx of comments, but then after that I just stopped.
I've used people's recommendations on TikTok like so much though. When I do take the time to go back in the comments, especially with like restaurants, like if I say I'm going somewhere, people come through with like the good recs.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because Alex and I are going to Florida on Friday.
Oh my gosh, it's this Friday?
It is this Friday. Yeah, we leave. Our flight takes off at 5 a.m. on Friday morning, which is disgusting, but so early. But yeah, so I posted on TikTok and I was like, yeah, I'm going to Tampa, like drop your recs.
There you go.
So many people recommend, like we have a list of places that we want to go and at least go and explore. So
good.
It's going to be so fun. We're going to have a blast.
Gosh. I can't wait to see all the content. All the pickies.
Yeah. All the pickies.
Wow, that's so exciting.
I'm excited.
Well, thanks for sharing that with all of us, Brittany.
Yeah,
I'm sure a lot of other girlies can relate to you even better now.
Yeah.
Thriving.
We're trying, man.
Honestly, like, I hate the slander against the carbs. That's just really crazy.
Yeah, that's
to me.
very rude. I was like, all right, Slay. You know what I mean? I'm like
what the
instead
heck?
of being like, hey, here's some things that like, or like, oh, other patients of mine with PCOS, like I always recommend that they eat less of this and eat more of this. Like, instead of she's like, cut the carbs. I'm like, like that almost felt like a personal attack. I was like, I was like, okay.
No, I can see why, because like she literally knows nothing about your
knows nothing
diet
about me.
history at all.
Right.
So like she doesn't know if carbs are a problem.
Right.
And even if they're not a problem, she just assume that that's what's causing like the PCOS essentially. Like,
right.
Girl.
Like that's quite literally crazy. So yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Hater. She's gonna hate to see you doing better.
For real.
She's gonna hate it. She said, okay, well, you're going to come back in 4 months. You said, I will never see you again.
You will never see me again.
Say goodbye. Get your last looks. Because this is it.
Take a picture. It'll last longer than this appointment here today. But yeah, so that's literally how I felt.
Yeah, I support you in not going back there.
Oh,
you gotta
absolutely
protect your peace.
Yeah, like I don't mind going back to the office because the nurses are super cool. But like as far as seeing her, no thanks. I'm good. Hard pass.
No.
I'm like, I'm gonna see the other lady who was very kind and very nice and was old enough to be my grandma, so it kind of brought me a little bit of comfort in a way.
Tell her to like nix the snail mail though.
Facts.
With the
I'll
results.
be like,
sending
hey,
results
girl,
via actual letter.
Like, hey girl, can you like call me next time?
I feel like that's also like a waste of money because like they have to pay for the envelope, pay for the stamp, like print it out. Take the time to someone like highlight it, like, oh my gosh.
I know. And then she sent me the packet of my results, and I'm like, babe, I have the app. Like,
right.
I had the results 3 hours after our appointment was over. And I got the letter over a week later.
Dang.
I'm like, I've been marinating in these results. I don't know what any of this means. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, I am marinating on these, looking at these random letters and random number ranges or whatever. I'm like, 5 out of the 6 results were normal, so I'll take it. But then one thing was abnormal, and that is what is the PCOS. But it is what it is. But I'm like, hey, babe.
Could be worse.
That's true. It could be worse. But at the same time, I'm like, hey, queen, you could have called.
Oh, yeah. I mean, your condition could be worse. Like, you could actually be
yeah.
having, like, a full-on, like, surgery scheduled, like,
for
crazy
sure.
stuff going on with your body. But, like, her attitude, yeah, could have been way better.
Yeah, for sure.
That's for sure. Oh, my gosh. Okay, I think we've lamented enough about this crazy woman.
Literally.
And if you ever hear this, we do feel this way.
Yes.
Be nicer.
Be
A
nicer,
smile goes
please.
a long way. Take that as your little, like, nugget from this podcast.
Perfect.
Well, we love you guys so much. Thanks for sticking around.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you so soon next week.
We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.